Hey, welcome. I'm Nate Maddox, owner of PTP Groups. We have some incredible marketing partners in Equus Financial. A couple weeks ago, they asked one of our teammates to be a guest speaker on a call that they were having where they're kind of just giving a quick business overview, doing an interview with him. I think it'll shed some light, transparent look at some of the people that are in business with us and shed some light on, his journey and how things work. I have been honored to be able to call Christian a buddy. We've been in business for years together now. Christian is one of the top earners on our team, personal production. He is an absolute pro at what he does. I've watched Christian change his income from making $10 an hour to over $1,000 per day in a year of bank deposits by following our system. So excited to share this clip with you. Stay tuned. It's not long. Check it out.
Good evening and welcome to the DRT Daily Roundtable Evening Edition. I am your host tonight, Jonathan Burns. Thanks so much for taking the time to check out what we do, how we do it, and how maybe you can be a part of what we do have going on here at Equus Financial. I've been in the insurance industry now for 19 years. I started off part-time going out and helping families. I was a construction worker. I moved heavy machinery around. I drove the big Tonka toys around, put down asphalt. I thought I was going to build the world with a shovel, made a lot of money in the summertime. So I thought it was a lot of money. 21 years of age, I thought it was a lot of money. And then winter time would roll around. Wasn't able to go out and get the hours I was accustomed to. It was wet, rainy, and just, cold. So you wasn't able to work outside. So my income was kind of cut in half, so to speak. And my brother had been in the insurance industry for about a year and a half. And he said, Jonathan, man, with our system, you can come in, you work 3 days a week and make, $1,500 if you come work with us. So I was like, hey, what do I got to lose? I can work this, and then part-time I can work at the shop. And, I did that and kind of took off from there. I didn't know I was going to make a career out of it. I wasn't the typical guy growing up that said, hey, I want to be a life insurance agent. But what it allowed me to do is to control my time and have some freedom to live life on my terms and not have to clock in and clock out. What we do, we help people with life insurance. You can use life insurance for a lot of different things. Our main focus and what we help people with is mortgage protection. We've partnered with a lot of top rated insurance carriers. We're the distribution for them. And a lot of them are household names you might know of. And we have some of the products have living benefits. So they don't necessarily have to pass away in order to collect on their life insurance. They got a critical, chronic, or terminal illness. They can, get the funds while they're still living. So I feel like some of the products that we do have, they're all simplified issue, no physical. I feel like they're second to none. But, if you don't have anybody to go see, what good is having those products? So what we do, we mail letters to people who buy a house or refinance a house. We send them a letter. It talks about protecting that mortgage in case of a death and or disability. If interested, find out more information. And that's where you, the potential agent, would come into play. You would give them a call and you try to set up an appointment with them, or maybe you're right there, you can help the family, but you typically set the appointment in the afternoon. The reason you set the appointment in the afternoon or evening times, most of these families are still working. So you want to talk to the spouses at the same time. So you give them a call, set up the appointment. So say it's 7, 8, maybe even 9 o'clock in the evening time that you're able to call the family up and help them. Once you give them a call, you get them on the phone, and then we send them an email. We get them on camera. So we don't do a lot of telesales where they just hear your voice over the phone. We want them to be able to see your face just like you guys are seeing me now. And that way you can go through the process and find out what the problem's going to be. Most of the time, that problem is when the breadwinner passes away, the family cannot maintain the lifestyle or stay in the house that they've grown accustomed to. So we put a life insurance place right there to where when that person passes away, the family has a check to either pay the mortgage off or make some house payments, so they have some time to make some decisions. So once they say, yes, that's the policy that I can afford and I see the value in it, it's an online application. You just take the information right there while you're on the phone with them. Most of our carriers will let you know before you even hang up the phone if you put them on the appropriate plan or not. And our average commission per policy that we have, or our average policy nationwide, is about $500 to $700 per case that you help a family. Now, the numbers are this is very simple. Typically, if you can set 6 appointments in a day, 4 people will show up. 2 people are going to reschedule. They're going to have life happen. The kids are going to have ballet. They're going to have soccer, baseball, basketball, whatever. Life, people are busy these days, right? So 2 people won't show up. They'll reschedule or just not answer the phone. 4 people, you actually go through a presentation by getting them on camera. You'll help 1 to 2 families. Two being on the higher side once you develop your skill set. So you can see the math. Most of our top producers do 6, 8, even 10 appointments in a day. It's all about you making as much money as you want to make. The beauty about working with us, there's nobody that you have to answer to, clock in, clock out. I feel like we have some of the best resources out there for you to go out and win because we're straight commission. So we're kind of in partnership to make sure that you have what you need in order to go out and make a living and help some families. You do have to have your insurance license. We're highly regulated in what we do. So you do have to have your insurance license. And I'll talk more about how you can obtain that. But, I've been doing this 19 years, but we've got a young man that's been with us and he is absolutely killing it. He's a stud. If you've ever seen him on one of our calls, or maybe you saw the video of him inviting you to the call, he's an absolute stud in the business. I'm very honored that he took the time to get on with us this evening. So I want to introduce to you guys Mr. Christian Pounder. Christian, good evening, man.
What's going on? How you doing?
Man, I appreciate you taking the time this evening. I know this is kind of like prime time for you to be helping some families this evening. So thanks so much for sewing into the team and just kind of sharing a little bit of your journey on how you got started and what you were doing, before you found this opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it's a story like everybody else, but I was working at a nursery in Loxley, Alabama, and golly, that was 2016. I can't believe it's been 8 years, dude. Uh, yeah, it's been quite the journey. But I was working at a nursery in Loxley, Alabama. I was making $10 an hour. And so I love my job. I love working outside. I loved it. Love working hard. That type of work is just, it adds peace to my soul. Going out there and just coming home tired. I loved it. Here was my problem. I made $10 an hour, and that was before taxes. So when I got that little bitty check, you know, you can't really do a whole lot. You could take a girl out once every once every 3 months. I wasn't trying to do that. So for me, I was like at a point to like, I love this, but it's just not doing enough for me. And I was a single guy, so it could do enough just for me. I could eat baked potatoes and tuna fish. I was cool with it, buy a couple drinks or whatever. But I met a guy named Nate Maddox. Okay, and I don't mind really sharing my story. I won't get in too much, but I've been to a few rehabs. I was at my fifth rehab, drug rehab. I won't, and I can't believe I'm sharing it with strangers. But anyways, Nate was volunteering at this drug rehab. He saw something in me. He texted me like, I don't know, 3 months later. He asked if I was open to making money. I said, dude, you're right on time. Absolutely. I said, what do you do? And he said, I'm in the life insurance business. I said, is there good money in it? He goes, yeah, there's good money in it. So he invites me over to his apartment, and I walk in there. I see a whiteboard. It's full of like circles and lines with other circles under it. Like he was like had an agency drew it out. So I was like, what in the world is this? And I got started with Nate as an admin in 2016. As soon as I could get my license, I started, doing my best to write policies. I wasn't good at all at it, but that's where I got started, man.
Well, that's crazy because, that's what I love about our industry, man, is there's all walks of life. Like I have a construction background. You worked in the nursery, and I did not realize that about your story on how you and Nate met. I think that's a divine moment. Like, hey, this is where I'm supposed to be, right? Like this is the right place, the right time with the right opportunity. But, Christian, you started off, you said, I really wasn't good in the beginning.
Mhm.
You had support with the mentors and the managers here with the resources. Talk about some people might call it the learning curve or the process, because the Christian Pounder now that most people know is like, hey, he's top producer, elite producer, he's the stud. But that wasn't the case when you first started. Talk about the support and being able to plug into a system that really brought out what Christian was really made of.
Yeah, I appreciate the kind words, the stud words. Obviously, it makes me feel good. But look, I'm just a regular dude. I like taking care of my family. I like helping people. I like making money. So at the end of the day, I was not good. That's correct. And we didn't have any resources. Equus had just gotten started. So there was nothing. When you talk about training videos, there was really nothing because there was nobody that had gotten like far along yet to make training videos. So it was just I was riding with Nate. I did a few ride alongs with Nate. I watched him dial, and I was like, all right, I think I can do this. Now, I was scared to death, but I was like, this doesn't seem too hard. I was just working in 100-degree weather in the middle of summer, working 8, 10 hours a day. That was hard. So when I saw Nate dial, I was like, this is just a different kind of hard, right? This is more like a mental, emotional type of hard. Still scared to dial, but I got started and I was bad. I was scared to pick the phone up. I was scared of what they would say. Look, it's crazy. It was so conflicting. I wanted somebody to pick the phone up, but I was hoping they wouldn't. So I would have to talk to them. So it was just very conflicting time for me. But it took me a long time to get good at this. And I didn't have a ton of training. It's like, look, we got good training, but you really don't train the right people. You find the right people. If you gotta train somebody too much, they're not going to be the right person. Okay. But at the end of the day, Nate said, here's how you do it. Here's what you do. Call me. I just listened to him. I called these scrunchy old leads that had coffee stains on them. I was hungry, man. So I was calling them. I was booking as many of appointments as I can. Most people would not talk to me. They wouldn't let me come see them. Looking back, I understand why. I wouldn't wanted me to come see him either with my skill set. I wasn't very good, but I just kept doing it, man. I just kept doing it. I was failing and failing and failing and failing, and I just kept doing it, man. And what kept me going was I would look back to where my only option was going back to work at the nursery or some other manual labor job. I did not want to do that, and so my desire to figure it out and push through that was greater, than my fear of actually doing it.
No, I love that you said that, coming in that, developing like, yes, there's some talented people, but they're the one we're just trying to find the right person. Like, I don't know if these guys, these people, these young ladies listening right now would be a right fit, right? It's about what they have inside of them. See, Nate saw something in you that you were like, you take someone that's like, hey, someone who's got desire, they got grit, determination, and work ethic. That's who we look for. Like, if that's a makeup for you and you're not afraid of good old fashioned hard work, and to Christian, your point is like hard out in the 100-degree weather putting down asphalt. That's what I did too. Like, I was outside 100-degree. If I could just take a shower and a little nap, I was good to go.
Yep.
But like with this, there's a different hard. You're dealing with the public. Mentally, you're talking to people. So you got to choose the hard and not having a boss. I think that's the biggest thing that people coming in can't get over, because it's like I put work in and I have to perform in order to make money, as opposed to, well, if I just show up at my job and I halfway do my job, right? If I just show up halfway, do my job, I'm still going to make that $10 this hour. Talk about the mental game, because you're probably one of the best I've seen that actually improves daily. Like, you're better today than what you were yesterday because of all those books behind you right there. You self-develop and you become the type of person that people want to be in business with.
Yeah, so it is about development. And the thing is, it's about consistency and time. So it's like, at the end of the day, time is anybody's greatest friend who is doing the right things every day. Time's your greatest friend. And time is your worst enemy if you're going out and you're doing the wrong daily things. Time is the X factor. You're going to be exposed or you're going to be promoted by time. So that's really all it is. It's just about showing up consistently, no matter what your results were last week, and doing the same thing and allowing time to do its thing. And you're just becoming developed. So, like, the best thing anybody could do is just to be here next year doing the same thing you're doing. Obviously, you focus on getting better, but it's an incremental change, it's an incremental growth. It doesn't happen overnight. My results right now that I'm getting, my results right now that I'm getting are because of those early years of me putting in that work and that effort. There's two types of pay in this business. There's two types of pay in life in general, but specifically in this business. One is the monetary compensation you're going to receive for each application. Okay. The second and the more valuable is the compensation you're going to receive with the skill and the experience that you develop as an individual. That's what's paying me right now, is that second type of compensation I was receiving in the beginning, and it's now accumulated into this effect.
Well, I love that you said that, because yes, we can focus on the money. We can talk about, the sky really is the limit. Like, the floor is zero. There's a potential you're going to make zero, because you do have to perform in order to get paid. Like, you do have to have a family. But it's the type of person that you become, Christian, along the journey. Because, I mean, you've proven it, and there's so many other people here within our organization that have proven that yes, the money, you came here because it was more money, right? But realistically, you stay here because the opportunity that it allows you to become the person you've always meant to be. That's maybe a happy father, a happy husband, a happy brother. Like, you're just seen to be more present where you're at, because you're not stressed about the other things in life. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And see, here's the thing. Most people, and this is not a moral issue, but you'll know this either in your life or somebody you know, most people spend all their energy on making a living, getting up and going to work. When you get home, you're tired, you got to take care of kids, you got to make dinner, watch a little TV, go to bed. Okay. Most people spend all their energy, so they don't have any surplus energy. This business, the beauty of it is I have so much surplus energy that I can put to developing myself. I have time to read. I have time to go to the gym every day, do the sauna. I got time to take care of me. But the more disciplined you are, the greater your freedom. See, with a job, and like I said, again, this is not a moral issue, but it's reality. With a job, you don't have to be disciplined with your schedule because your schedule is made for you. Okay, the price. Okay, so the reward you're getting is you don't have to be disciplined up front, making your schedule, doing all that. But the pay you get is having all your surplus energy going to making a living, going to show up to a job. The price you're going to pay in the beginning with this business is the discipline. You pay with discipline in the beginning, but the reward you get is the lifestyle and the freedom and the income on the back end. So you're going to pay either way. It's just like this business allows you to get the rewards you want if you can pay the price.
Well, you pay the price up front to having surplus later down the road. Right.
Exactly.
And a lot of to your point, so many people focus so much on making a living, they never make a life. And I think that's what this opportunity allows, is when you take in discipline, that equals freedom. And that freedom is living life on your terms. Like, lifestyle, when we say lifestyle, Christian, some people think about, the fancy car, the private jet. Like, lifestyle is you living life on your terms. Not having somebody with their thumb on you telling you have to show up here. You can't take off because I need you here. Oh, by the way, I know it's your daughter's birthday or your son's birthday. You can't take off because we've got to get this production done, right? But you get to live life on your terms. That's the attraction factor, I think, that we have here at Equus. Is we have a system for you to plug into. It's a proven system. It's for somebody who's willing to go to work, someone who's willing to be coachable, someone who's engaged, that will pay the price of being disciplined up front. To your point, they reap the rewards down the road. So talk about the lifestyle that you've seen and you've been able to live, because you were able to move and not have to change jobs, because we're virtual now. You can literally help any family from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, and even if I wasn't virtual, I would still be doing this business. I would be trading all my time that I have with my family to go out and still do this business. So it's, even if you move, you can still do it because you can get leads anywhere. But yes, to your point, it's a godsend. The virtual COVID was awful. I'm glad it's gone. It was ridiculous, but it really opened doors up. Okay, so that was a good thing. But as far as the lifestyle, yeah, here's the thing. It's like everybody's looking for time and money. Everybody's looking for time and money. And if you think about it, most people are broke in one of the two areas. So most people that make a lot of money are using all their time to earn the money. And then most people that have a lot of time don't have a lot of money because they're not adding any value to the marketplace. So it's a trade. So usually you don't find people with both. The beautiful thing about this business is you have the opportunity to have both. You have the opportunity to have both time and money, even if you're just selling. So for me, my lifestyle now, I see my kids every day. I put my son to bed every night. I see my daughter every day. I spend quality time. I take them to school in the morning. I pick them up in the afternoon. I see them. I cook dinner for them, and I'm still running my appointments. So I have to be disciplined with my schedule, but it allows me that freedom and that time and that quality time to not miss those small moments with my kids. Because look, reality is, okay, I keep saying reality because it is the facts. It's tough if you work a job to get those little moments with your kids because you're not there. It doesn't make anybody bad. It's not a moral thing. It just is what it is. So I do love this business because of the opportunity that it allows me to be in my kids' life and to be in my family's life and still earn the income to provide the way I want to provide.
I was gonna say, and oh, by the way, not only do you get to live that lifestyle, but you make a really good living and you make as much as you want to make. Like you go out and you can say, hey, I want to make X amount of dollars next week. Nobody ever says, no, Christian, you can't make that because you're not worth that. Like the piece of paper, that resume that you turned in, that resume says you're only worth X amount of dollars. That's all we're going to pay you. No, Christian has the freedom to go out. If he wants to work 6 days, 7 days, 2 days, you have that freedom, but you also have that lifestyle. I think so many people are looking for a change of scenery, Christian, because when I talk to people so many times is, you know, wherever you're at career wise, if you see someone who's ahead of you years wise, maybe they've been there 5 years, 10 years, if they're living the life type of lifestyle that you're attracted to and you want to be there, you might be in the right place, right? But if you look at somewhere and you're like, man, I'm not going to be that person. Like when my kids graduate, I can't take time off. Like I don't want to be in that position. This might be the change of scenery for somebody to be able to say, you know what? Because when I look at people in our industry, Christian, 5, 10 years, I've been doing it 19. When I look at people even ahead of me, I'm like, man, I know I'm in the right field. Like I know I'm in the right field right now because they are setting forth a path that's allowing me to get where I want to be faster than it took them to be. So, Christian, talk about the mentorship that we have here at Equus because, there's leadership and there's mentorship. Leadership just provides a path like, hey, you can get on this path, go. With our culture that we have now, that mentorship, you walk that path. Like we do this every day in the morning. Christian is one of our top producers that actually talks on the how to go out and help a family, how to sell. So you're getting a front row ticket from someone who's an elite producer. You're not going to hear from Christians like, well, 5 years ago, here's how I sold. Like Christians like, no, I'm in the fight. Here's what I did yesterday. Talk about that aspect.
Yeah, it's a great system. I mean, the daily coaching call for new agents, invaluable. I mean, it's a place that agents can plug in every single day, get, their questions answered on specific issues they're having in the field. That is invaluable because man, that's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because when you apply that actual knowledge and you make adjustments from learning from those things, that's where the change and the growth happens. So this business, you are in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. That's what I love about the system. I love the opportunity. And let's be clear about something. Guys, look, this isn't like a selling opportunity thing. Look, this is not for everybody. You have to have a certain temperament and a certain personality to go out and be risk oriented. It's no guarantee. So it's not for everybody. You got to have a certain temperament, and you have to actually like people. You have to be, if you don't like people, this business is not going to be for you. So there's some certain boxes you got to check within yourself, knowing yourself, if this is for you or not. And the thing is, if you're satisfied with what you're doing and you're satisfied with your life and you're satisfied with your job and you're happy and you love it, that's awesome. That's all anybody could ask. But here's who this is for. It's for those people who aren't satisfied and who want more and who aren't satisfied unless they're doing the best they can. See, that's all you can ask of yourself. If all you can earn is $20,000 a year and that's all you can earn, that's the best you can do. That's good. But if all you're earning is 20 and you can earn 500, that's where there's some conflict within somebody's soul. So that's who this business is for. It's for the people who aren't satisfied and who want more and who know they can do more. And this is just a vehicle to take you to that destination.
No, I love it because this business is not for everybody. Because so many people are like, well, if I just get my insurance license, I'm going to make as much money as Christian does. Like, no, you got to work as hard as Christian. You got to put in the time that it takes to earn that commission, right? So, Christian, I'll let you go here in a minute, but talk to the ones that are probably brand new. You just did, but I want you to really talk to the ones that maybe this is the first time they're ever hearing you speak or hearing about. I didn't realize life insurance you could get paid as much. I didn't realize life insurance had that freedom. I didn't realize life insurance was such an opportunity that put me in a vehicle to get me to all my dreams and goals of where I want to be.
Yeah, growing up, you're really influenced by, your parents around us and everything. Growing up, the only thing I heard about life insurance was that it was a scam. It's funny, because and anybody who ever said that would never elaborate on it, and I never thought to ask. It's just crazy, like your preconceived notions that you have of something before you actually like look into it and have, get knowledge of it. So this business is a beautiful business, and it's a business that you can actually help somebody, and it doesn't have to be a transactional business. If you don't want it to be, it can be. It certainly can be. Look, at the end of the day, all this is you providing a service to an individual. And if you do the right thing and you provide a valuable service with a loving, genuine heart, your compensation will be in direct proportion to the amount of effort and the quality and the quantity of the service you render. It's just like McDonald's. They do not make money unless they sell a chicken sandwich or a cheeseburger. They have to sell it first and then you pay for it. They make it, right? It's the same thing with this. You have to do more work than you're paid to do. For example, you have to make the sale before you get paid. See, that's why you get paid so much, is because you're doing the work before you get paid. So this business, you got to go out and you have to actually make the sale. But when you do that with a loving heart and a genuine desire to serve somebody, this business can provide a handsome income.
Christian, I can't thank you enough, man, for taking the time this evening. We're going to get you back again really soon. So I appreciate you taking the time this evening and just sharing a little bit and being transparent. Thank you for that. And just maybe you spoke to somebody that needed to really hear there's other ways to life than what they're living right now. So thank you, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Like I told you guys before, you do have to have your insurance license to work with us. So it's an online course. You go through the course. I've seen some people go through it in a weekend. I've seen some people take 2 weeks. It just depends on how fast you want to win and how quickly you can learn chapter 1 before they allow you to go to chapter 2. So get your insurance license, get plugged in, stay engaged. We're here to help you get to where you want to be, not where we want you to be, but to where you want to be. So if you just want to say, JB, I just need to make some extra money to help pay my mortgage. Have you seen the grocery bill lately? Yes, we have a path for you. Jonathan, I want to make a career out of this. I want to build a true business with this. Well, this might be the opportunity for you. It doesn't matter where you come from. It's what you decide to do now going forward with your life.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you would like to find out more information about the licensing process or see what it would look like to partner with us to make some extra money around your current job, working on the weekends, there's actually a form in the About section below that you can set up a call with myself, Christian, or one of our other hiring managers. If it's a good fit, get your license, and we'll see you on the leaderboard.